food travelers, to episode here in Hanoi, Vietnam. In this episode, we head over to the Lotte building, starting off at the Lotte Observatory, also known as Hanoi Sky. And they are open daily from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. and it costs about 230,000 Vietnamese dong for children 12 and over, 170,000 for children 3 to 12, and free for children under 3. And there is also a family package for 2 adults and 5 kids with a discount of 50% off per kid, and that's for kids only. And at the time of this recording, they actually, I came here on a weekend, and they were only allowed to purchase it as a package, where it included a drink or a photo or some sort of souvenir gift. So I chose the drink package option there, and we came here on the weekend, and I believe it was 280,000 Vietnamese dong for adults or children over 12. And the Lotte Center Hanoi is the second tallest building in Hanoi and the third in Vietnam. And the first one is being the Cang Nam Hanoi Landmark Tower, being 336 meters, and the Lotte being 272. And it is considered like the third tallest in overall in Vietnamese or Vietnam, sorry. And the highest tower in Vietnam is the Landmark 81 in Ho Chi Minh City at 461 meters. And comparing to the height of the Lotte Center with like the Space Needle, it is actually higher than Space Needle and shorter than the Las Vegas Strat.
Is because the name is the Lotte. Is it any relation to the Lotte Tower, the one that is, or the company I should say, that's in Seoul in South Korea?
Yes, it is, and it's actually shared with the hotel itself. So later in the video, I'm going to go to the hotel part to eat, and you'll see that in this video too. Another thing I wanted to mention is, so this is on the 65th floor, and Hanoi being so busy on the ground with all the motorbikes and all the vehicles going so busy, so crazy all over the street. Being on the 65th floor, just watching all the traffic down below, it was actually quite relaxing and quite enjoyable for me, at least. Another thing I also wanted to mention was when I got here, it was pretty empty originally. And then about 30 minutes later, a group of students showed up, and it got pretty noisy after that. Another thing I wanted to mention was I thought I was pretty lucky with the weather. When I was visiting at the time, it was quite rainy, and I think if I came up here on a rainy day, I definitely won't be able to see the whole city's skyline.
It looks really interesting. It definitely shows the growth of Vietnam. To me, it reminds me of my time when I was in Tokyo, and I don't exactly remember what tower I went into, but I went up to this building, and there was an observation section there, and so I was actually looking out, and you kind of see this concrete jungle, and the entire floor was actually observatory floor, so you can actually get a 360 view in all directions. I remember walking through each side and just looking out into like the vast concrete jungle that is Tokyo. And this kind of reminds me of there, except for the only difference is at least they have some kind of water parks and everything like that. Or did you see any like large parks or anything?
No, I didn't really quite see any large parks, but I mean there are a lot of lakes and pockets of water all around. Another thing I did want to mention was there are 2 areas of the glass floor. There's also like a sign where it shows about the weight and how many people can stand on it, and it also say to take off your shoes when you're walking on it, but there's no one to really enforce on that either. There's another part where they have this VR gliding section where my dad was playing on it, and it was pretty interesting too, because you can see exactly what he's looking at, and you can see that it's kind of like a simulation of him just flying around Hanoi and Vietnam. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But after that, we headed over to the Grill 63, which is the 63rd floor, so just 2 floors down below, and we went there for the lunch buffet. And at the time for the brunch lunch buffet, it was about 550,000 Vietnamese dong, which is 21 US dollars before surcharge or VAT tax. And I believe after the end cost was about 1.871 million Vietnamese dong for 3 people, about 72 US dollars or about 32 US dollars per person. And they serve between 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. from Monday to Saturdays. And on Sundays, they offer something called K brunch lunch buffet, which is about the same price and same serving time. And they also offer a dinner buffet too. And when I was going through their website, in the dinner time, they actually offer a half lobster baked with cheese or a USD ribeye steak, about 250 grams. And the pricing does increase a bit on that, about 1.3 million per guest, about 50 USD.
Kind of as we're going through the video, the interesting part is it kind of looked like there's a lot of empty spots, so it didn't seem like other places that at least we've been to, or I've seen you have been to, or I've been to by myself, where they're really filling up the buffet sections as it kind of starts to dwindle down. It seems kind of like they let some sections kind of go to, I guess you could say, the bare minimum.
Yeah, it was quite disappointing in that. Like, I remember when I got there, and I wasn't even late too. I got there, I think, right around maybe 12:30, 1 p.m. So it was right in the middle of their serving time. And I remember going through this sashimi sushi section, and I was asking the staff, I'm like, hey, what happened to all your food? Are you going to refill this? Eventually, it did come out, but it was actually pretty slow. In the grilling section, I thought the grilling food, like the barbecue and the roasted station, that part was actually pretty good. They had like the roasted shrimp. I thought that was pretty good, but some of the stuff was kind of hit and miss too.
Yeah, I thought it was odd kind of going through seeing the videotape. It's just I mean, lately, from a lot of the places we've gone to, they've really taken a lot of pride, at least especially in Asia that we've been to, in kind of keeping the appearance and the upkeep of the buffet really, you would, I guess, say top notch. But in this case, it's just really shocking to kind of see you open some of the covers, and there's 1 or 2 items, and some look like might not have been any items, and or it's just something like you wouldn't even grab that part because you wouldn't even think that that was the actual dish. It might have been just pieces that were left over. So I just found that strange.
Yeah, I really wanted to showcase the true experience. I didn't want to just wait till they were filling up everything just to record it through and show you something that would be fake, because that was my real experiences, going there and say, hey, where's all the food? And another thing I thought was pretty interesting was the drinks. They say it's unlimited drinks, but the drink station, it was just fruit juice and water, and that's something that you had to go grab yourself too.
Well, I guess it's somewhat true. They just didn't say exactly what are included, but it's unlimited, so you can get as much as you want. But that aside, like, how is the quality of the food?
I think the quality of food is pretty much you pay for what you get, right? In this case, yeah, there are some things that are good, and like I said, it's kind of hit and miss. Like the grilled barbecue section, I thought was pretty good. I remember going up there quite frequently, getting like the barbecue pork or the shrimp, because I thought that was the best thing they had there. But there are some items that you see here that I thought it's kind of meh. you get ones you're like, oh, okay, I tried it. I mean, luckily it's a buffet. I don't need to get this same item again.
You say you kind of get what you pay for. I don't know if that was taken like in a good sense or in a bad sense, because like I would like to think that $21 for a buffet is fairly expensive in Vietnam. If this was in the States, then okay, I can understand if it's a disappointment, but it's what you consider on the lower side for a buffet in the States. But is this not a higher priced buffet for the country?
Yeah, I don't know if $21 is considered a lot, but from what I read, it's about maybe mid to high price in Vietnam. So maybe it is considered to be a pretty expensive restaurant compared to many locals, but it was pretty busy while I was there. Maybe they're all like hotel guests eating there as well.
What it looks like they at least try to be, but just surprised that they didn't focus more on that appearance. Like there's so many other places we've been to that offer a buffet, but I mean with the desserts they look really good. These look like they're set up. So how were these?
I think the dessert was probably their pro or their strength. It was actually pretty good. I saw a lot of children walking up to the dessert section, constantly grabbing new plates of dessert. But overall, I felt like the Sky Observatory deck was worth a visit. The buffet section, maybe not so much. Maybe if you're hungry, you can make a visit there, and hopefully your experience is better than mine. And to wrap up the episode are the notables. Unfortunately for this one, there are none.
If you've enjoyed the content you've seen, don't forget to support the channel and hit like and subscribe. And if you want to see additional pictures of food and our travels, go over to our Instagram page and follow us there. And thanks for watching.